Good evening everybody, so this is Pete W here. I'm going to be doing the commentary on the last round of the OBF1 Racing League Friday night racing with our new setup in tier 2. With our new setups in the tier systems, we will be moving to Monday and Wednesday night racing only. So I'm just going to upload my stream. I can see the drivers are now getting ready. Guys, you're more than welcome to ready up. We are ready to go here for our season finale, so let's get cracking. Just going to upload a link to Discord now, waiting on one more driver. So FTH has just rejoined the lobby. Hopefully no drivers will be experiencing too many issues. Let's get going. So live streams, let's do this. Okay, so all of our drivers are now in and ready to go. We've got 2 drivers missing from what I can see. We should only have 1. I believe Broke Gorilla has dropped, so hopefully he will send him another invite and get him back in the lobby. Going for an 18-minute session here, as always, with qualifying and 50% race at Interlagos, one of my favourite tracks on the calendar. Hey Max, thank you for joining in on the stream already. Our OBF1 Friday night champion is watching in on us, so thank you for watching in, Max, and congratulations to not just our #1 ranked driver, but to our Friday night champion. So let's see how Max does in this final race of Friday night racing before we get before we go to a tiered system where we're going to have the likes of Mitch, Harv, Jonathan Cox, Max, HT and Little Jim all fighting it out for the championship come F1 2021. Must admit, we're so excited about this game here at OBF1 in the new launch, so let's see how it goes. Hey Silas, thank you for joining us on the season finale. It's good to have you back, my friend. Another driver who will be contending in tier 1 next season. Now, for everyone who is listening today, don't forget we have got our big draw next week where all of the drivers and tiers will be, all of the drivers who are assigned to whichever teams they're going to be assigned to is going to be taking place live on YouTube. Myself and fellow admins Kieran, Mitch and Little Jim, all of whom are racing today, will be helping us draw and broadcast who's going to be racing for what teams in both tier 1 and tier 2. So we're now going to get going with our 18-minute qualifying, as always, here in OBF1. And we've got a Red Bull coming out. I believe this is going to be Speedaholic, one of the new drivers to the league. Julian Wagner, brilliant racer. I've seen some good results from him in the last couple of weeks. And we've got both Ferraris coming out, looking to get early laps in. I remember when I did Interlagos, we obviously did this as the Invitational last week. As you can see, we've already got 7 drivers out on track. Wow, 8 drivers out on track. It's going to be, it's one of those tracks you can easily get 3 sets of laps on. But do you want to use up all of your soft options? I mean, traditionally this is, if you can manage your tyres sensibly, you don't even have to be delicate, but sensibly with them, you're going to be able to do a soft medium switch. So what are drivers going to opt for today? Let's see. Hopefully we don't see drivers going out on all 3 runs, just to give them that little bit of flexibility should they need to pit early due to damage. But we are still in the pit lane. We're going to get on board with Speedaholic now. Speedaholic debuting in Friday night racing today. Let's see how he does against the likes of Max, against Little Jim, all of whom he'll be competing against in tier 1 next season. As we cross the line. Now the centre rest, traditionally one of the best corners in F1, but on this game so many people cutting it and losing time. So, but that was a pretty good take there by Julian, as we've seen come towards the last sector. 16.6. Now I know that's not the fastest we've seen today in terms of first laps, so let's see what can he do. Maybe he's running a heavy set, or maybe it is looking dark. Are we going to have a wet Brazil? We have seen quite a few wet races recently. Codemaster seeming to throw up the dynamic approach in favour of wet races, which, sorry to brag, saw me win not just get my debut podium but debut win in OBF1 on Wednesday, which I'm obviously quite proud of. So let's see what the race brings. Are we going to be rain? Are we going to be inters? Are we going to be a little bit of rain? As we see Julian coming towards the finish line, he's going to get onto the inside, try and save as much time as he can. Great line there by Julian at 1:07.7. Very good lap there by Julian. We've got a half coming. Is that going to be Max? No, that is going to be Paul Harrison, who goes 1:07.971. I half take him. What a surprise there. Holy mother of wowsy. And he does that on the mediums. I half beating Julian on the mediums, setting a 1:07.599. A fantastic lap there by I half. Now I can see we've got a Renault on track. We're going to follow Little Jim now. Little Jim, as he invalidates around turn 2. Now I think that turn is going to be catching out a lot of drivers. Let's see if we can find Max on the track. Where is Max? So here we go. On his out lap, but we will follow Max. Max, our reigning OBF1 champion. As we see Paul Harrison chuck it into third. Kieran fourth. Broke Gorilla. Wow, what a lap by Broke Gorilla. 1:08.856, getting himself ahead of Kieran Reese. Shaping up for a decent battle in tier 2 for next season. Already throwing the guns down. We've got Mosher in the Alpha Tauri, having set a 1:10.5. Not sure. Oh, we've got a bit of traffic here for Max. He's going to take a slipstream off of Broke Gorilla and Short Marcus, and he goes to 16.7 now. From what I remember, that's about a tenth as he invalidates. About a tenth slower than what Speedaholic does, but he has invalidated. So let's get back on the action. We've got CDM is invalidated, Cyberspace is invalidated. I'm seeing a lot of invalidations here. I think we're going to see a lot of penalties around the 36 laps of Interlagos. I'm going to chuck it back on board with Little Jim, our Wednesday night champion, our Friday night runner-up, having joined the league late. Little Jim being the first driver who was allowed to race in both F1 leagues, having joined the league late, comfortably in second and not challengeable in this last race. Good, well done there through turn 4, but he has got some traffic ahead. Let's see, will he be able to combat it? Chris there moving well out of the way. Thank you so much there, Chris. Always good to see drivers paying respect to one another. One of the things we do ask for of all of our drivers in the OBF1 league, and it's great to see it when it does happen. Mutual respect and some hard racing, as we've seen throughout our season launch back in March. League having grown so much since then, and it's just been tremendous to watch. So let's see, what is Jim going to produce here? I don't think this is going to be special, as we see John Cox going fast. 1:07, 1:07.2 even. Wow. Okay, so that was special. That was a 1:07.226. However, let's note now, Jonathan Cox and iHub are both within a quarter of a second of Jim, and iHub immediately looks like he's going to react. But within just a quarter of a second of Jim known for his pace, and Harv and Jonathan both on the meet, having set their fastest laps on the meet. Mitch, oh wow, Mitch getting it right up there, 9 thousandths of a second there behind Little Jim. Well done there to Mitch. That is a fantastic lap by the McLaren reserve tonight. Oh, excuse me. So wow, 7 minutes gone of qualifying already. We've got 15 laps set with Golden Wolf, just 2 seconds separating top to bottom. Obviously this is just a 67-69 lap. Oh, I hope iHub is on the lap. Good. Okay, that's good. I know Jim, I know the guys, the admins are in a party chat, so I'm sure there would have been some conversation there if iHub was on a fast lap. Yeah, but and that's the great thing about technology these days, is it does allow you that opportunity. But Max is not on a fast lap. However, he's not on a slow lap. I think he's on an in lap. Max having gone 4th, just 0.05 behind Jonathan Cox. Interestingly enough, on the same tyre. It's going to be great to see if Max does get some competition. Max, our runaway winner on Friday Night Racing, over 100 points cleared. I'm just going to send a quick invite to Kieran, make sure he can get back into the lobby. Nothing. Worst thing is always seeing a driver log out of the lobby and not being able to get back in. So, yeah, one thing I'm really looking forward to is seeing who can bring the competition to Max next season. Max, I mean, he's our number one. He's going to be our number one rated driver. He has shown his form not just in the league races but in the invitationals, and has been consistent throughout. I mean, I remember the first race on Friday Night Racing all the way back Australia back in March. Myself as his teammate, now being replaced by the much better Paul Harrison, but Max, I mean, overlapped me and I finished, I think, 8th, and it was just a fantastic display, and you knew straight away it was going to be who can catch him. As we found out, nobody. So we got Harv. He is on his fast lap. I thought he was going to run there already. Wow, 8 tenths of a second up on his fast lap. He's going to be the first driver to go sub 107. You just know it. And here we go, coming towards the line. It is going to be in the 106s. It's got to be a 106.698, nearly a second up and a half, setting the benchmark. Now, I remember from Sunday, the Invitational, pole was around about 106.6, 106.5. Rest of the guys have got something to pull out. Will Jonathan Cox now come out onto the softs? I mean, like I said, this is an easy soft to medium track. It is not one of those tracks you need to it's not one of those tracks that you need to get onto the mediums to then try and switch. It's going to be a pretty easy transition. So let's see. Right, so we got Jim. He's coming around to start his fast lap. That was a very interesting line there by Jim. I'm sure there's some rationale behind it. I might have to interview him post race about it. Let's see. Let's see how it goes. Right, guys, I'm just going to set up a party very quickly so that I can potentially invite other drivers to talk at the end of the race. We will watch Jim's lap. It's let's see if it's going to be something special. He does run a bit wide there through turn, I believe that's turn 5. Good line there through the hairpin. Now that is one of the corners. This is the next corner that catches a lot of drivers out, but good line there by Jim. Hopefully he does not get no holding up there. Got FTH and Chris Henry both getting out away. Good line there, 3 temps up. So not right now in the same league as I have. What is Jim going to be able to pull out over the final sector now? Can he reduce that gap to I have? Fantastic line there, literally running the limits at a 106.8. Good enough for second. So a good enough lap for second. Where's Mitch? Mitch has just finished sector 1. Not much of an improvement, but an improvement. And as we know in this game, thousands can make all the seconds. So currently 25 thousandths up on his personal best. Let's see what he's able to produce through sector 2. Sector 2 being the sector a lot of drivers have been finding it hard to get the balance between aero and speed, because obviously sectors 1 and 3 flat out. Sector 2, you've really got to try and find the niche so you don't lose too much time for it, but you're not completely focused on it. And Mitch, 75 thousandths up. Let's see what he does in sector 3, running a very wide line through the penultimate turn and into the pits. Wow, Max, our Friday Night Champ, going completely under the radar and setting a 106 flat, 106.6 flat. Fantastic lap there, and just 6 minutes to go of the session, so just bear with me. Okay, so I'm going to have to do that later. I tried setting up a group, but I will do that later. Would be good to speak to a couple of drivers. If anyone is interested, please do drop a message on the live chat or in Discord, but it'd be good to get a couple of drivers on. after the race just to talk about the season, how it's been for them, their hopes and aspirations for next season with the tiered system and Monday night multiple racing. Let's see how it goes. So yes. Okay, so wow. Okay, so guys. So we have got one retirement out of the session. Broke Gorilla is out of the session. But with 14 minutes to go, surprisingly enough, CDM. Now, I remember racing CDM in another league race, and CDM wiped the absolute floor with it, having overlapped myself and really taken it to the other drivers, but yet to set a lap. So let's see how he does. He is now out on track. He's just coming out. He is now coming out. So let's see how he does. Have we got any drivers on the fast lap? Let's follow Mitch. Currently, he's invalidated his lap, so we won't sit on board with him. We will sit on board with FTH though. He's currently in 6th position in the Racing Point team that we will no longer see in the game after this race, as he runs right out of turn 4 and invalidates that. Like I said, I think there's going to be a couple of turns getting these drivers. So who have we got here? Mosha has just moved up to 13th place on a 108.2. Is he going to be going for another fast lap? Let's have a look. I'm not sure I'd advise 2 fast laps on these tyres. He just gets out ahead of Kieran and Chris. Currently 68,000 second up. Good line there. It wasn't too aggressive. Like, so I find if you, as he invalidates, coming out of turn 5, a lot of drivers getting caught out there. Let's have a look who else is on the lap. Golden Wolf. Let's see what, oh, Golden Wolf not on the lap right now. He must have had some issues. But Paul Harrison is. So Paul Harrison coming through sector 2, currently in 9th position. I'm sure he's going to want to improve on that. But when you look at the list of drivers ahead of him, Silas, UFO, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Up into 4th place. Brilliant lap there. Just a quarter of a second separating the top 5. He's going to close to Paul. Let's see what Paul can pull out of the bag now. In 9th, I would not put anything past Paul, who did surprise us back in France for a last minute pole position. Let's see what can he produce here. Currently matching his best time. Can he produce anything special in sector 3 to get him up to possibly 8th or even 7th? Let's have a look. We'll then move on board with Little Jim, who is currently on a fine lap, I do believe. As Max comes out to defend his lead, Paul not able to improve on his lap. Jim, what's Jim going to be able to do? Currently a 10th up now. That does not sound that much, but right now that has the potential to get Jim into 2nd for 5th. What is he going to be able to produce as he really hugs the curb, coming through the last couple of turns, pushing the track limits as much as he can, and it's going to be a 106.660. Good enough for 2nd place at the moment. Harv in the pits will not have enough time to respond, I don't think. He's going to have to get out very quickly if he wishes to defend that 2nd position. Front row start with Max. So where is UFO? UFO currently coming through sector 3. This is not going to be an improved lap. So who else can we watch? Marcus. Let's see our board with Marcus, who's produced some excellent results here in OBF1 over the course of the season. Golden Wolf having decided to retire from the lap, and CDM still has not set it up. And was Marcus held up there? I think Marcus was held up there by Mitch, as Chris Amu outpaces him. Mitch is waiting right to the last turn, but not sure about that. Okay, so where are we at? Who's up? we're going to start on board with John Cox, I think. Now, Jonathan just got to gain just over a 10th second to take second. Max is out on track. Is Jim? Nope, Jim has given up on the lap. So let's see what Jonathan can produce. Is he going to go for another lap? Already a 10th up on his fastest lap. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Hope everyone's enjoying the stream. Got a few people watching, so. What can John produce through Sector 2 qualifying? Nearly coming to an end now. Let's see what the drivers can get around. I think Marcus did make it onto another as Jonathan loses it and Max goes 106 point. Oh, and there was a Ferrari involved there. Was that side of space? Or was that Husky? That was side of space. So side of space having lost out because of Jonathan Cox's spin. Husky does improve on his time but still sitting in 14th position. So who else can we watch? We have got Mitch. Let's sit on board with Short Marcus. Short Marcus did get held up on his previous flying lap. I think he's given up on this lap. So let's see where Mitch is going to be. Not currently up based on his Sector 2 time. It's going to be a 107.1. Good enough for 7th position. So where's FTH having invalidated? He will not improve on time. Harv coming around to the end of Sector 2. Not improving. Max is on his in lap. And I think that is going to be it. We've got John Speedaholics, Julian Wagner. What is Julian going to be able to produce? He's going to be in the 107s, I think. 107.1, good enough for 8th position. So that is it, ladies and gentlemen. That is qualifying, and all drivers bar one failing, making the time. CDM really struggling with track limits here and sitting down in 19th position, but and just be notified that Jonathan Cox has got a 5-place grid penalty for his collision. And my only answer to that, John, would be that you lost it and were impacted with a car who was on a flying lap, and so impeding their flying lap. So that can be my only possibility. If we have a look at the race director, let's won't be able to do that because the quali has just finished, but still be starting in the top 10, mate, and plenty of opportunity to make ground, so don't get too disheartened. I know, mate, I know. Sorry, John just posted I was spinning, couldn't help that. Yep, 1 5-place grid penalty incident, so let's have a quick look. So grid penalty, yeah, collision with side of space. So that's unfortunate, but let's have a look. So we've got Max starting in first, Jim second, just Pippin. I have UFO will be starting fourth, FTH fifth, Mitch in sixth, Speedaholic in seventh, Chris and Moot in eighth, Jonathan Cox will be dropped to ninth, Short Marcus in 10th, Paul Harrison in 11th, Side of Space in 12th, and Kieran in 13th position. So those are our top 13 as we head into this final session of Friday Night Racing for the OBF1 Racing League. This is Pete W commentating. Hope you guys are enjoying the stream, and we will shortly be getting going with the race. So as always, straight into it. No formation lap, guys. We're going straight into it. 36 laps of intense action here at the circuit, at Interlagos, and it's going to be fun. Let's see how it goes. And will Max be able to hold the lead? Jim and Harv going to challenge. We will see. It's looking like a dry race. Dark but dry. That is the most important thing. So let's see what the guys are able to produce. Getting going in just a moment. Three, 4, 5. And we are go here in the OBF1 Racing League for the Friday night season finale as Little Jim gets a fantastic start and Max having to defend Harv from iHarv, who's going to get it into turn 2. Harv and Jim Pippin Max into turn 2. Let's watch the... Wow, look at the gap between Speedaholic and Max already. 2 seconds separating the drivers. And we have got a virtual safety car. We have got a virtual safety car here on lap 1 of our season finale. Let's have a look at position. Husky already up 6 positions. Golden Wolf up 4. CDM up 4 into 15th. Paul Harrison must have had a collision there, dropped 7 positions down to 18. Gotta be wondering if that's what caused this virtual safety car. So, oh, that was very close there. So, only Jim in first, Harv in second. Both have been showing superb form lately. Let's see how they're able to do as we're seeing a predicted pit stop strategy. Stay in soft to hard, but to be honest, you will make soft to medium last, especially if safety cars are involved. So I think we're going to get going. And we are racing again here at Interlagos. Harver's got a fantastic slipstream on Jim. Will he be able to make it work for him? Goes Pelp on the last sector. Looks down the inside, but Jim slams the door closed. Was not letting Harver have any of that. 3 of them already pulling away from Julian Wagner, who's jumped from 7th to 4th. Got Mitch, UFO, John Cox and Chris and Husky all within DRS range, which will be activated next lap. 2 drivers in the pit stop, Marcus and Brett Gorilla. Question is, what tyre have they picked? Let's have a look. Both going on to mediums, sensible. They can then utilise the softs towards the end and try and gain some valuable time towards the drivers ahead. So let's see how the race progresses. We've got a yellow flag in sector 2. I'm not quite sure why all the drivers seem to be okay, as we see, I think Kieran, I'm going to just drop another invite to Kieran very quickly and hope he picks it up. I'm not sure if he will have one. There we go. Okay, cool. There we go. So, speed. Julian really putting out a decent gap to Mitch there. Now Julian Cox really on the back of Mitch. Is DRS activated this lap or will it be next lap because of the VSC? It's going to be next lap, okay. Mitch goes to the inside of the bend. Will that's very... Oh, there was a bit of contact there, but you've got to wonder, was that... I don't think that was unfair because there was not much space left for the drive for Mitch on the inside, so he did have to adjust his line a bit. But no damage done, no harm done. John will want to get past Mitch to try and make that 5-second penalty that he got for the collision with Mitch on lap 1 under the VSC. So let's now get... Yep, we'll just get this up. So looking at fastest laps right now, Jim, big surprise there. Max just a tenth behind, but let's get the intervals back up. We will get them shortly. I've seen quite a gap. Julian Wagner, Speedaholic already basically running a one-man race, and we've got... Oh wow, that was close there, but a good dummy there by Jonathan Cox to get past Mitch, who goes down the inside, but no, both drivers keep it clean and keep it honest. And Jonathan Cox driving superbly there to gain the position. However, Mitch will have DRS now. He's using his DRS. He wants to make this position back, and he wants to make it back quickly. Oh, there was contact there between the 2 drivers. No damage there to John Cox. That would have been ultimately, I think, his fault, changing his line there. But let's see what can the 2 drivers do. Jonathan had a much better run out of turn, but did have to brake to avoid contact, and Chris right behind them, hoping something happened between the 2 of them, jumping up to 5th, but got a little battle there between the 3 of them. Battle for first is hotting up. Harv, Max and Jim all pulling away. 2 seconds ahead of Speedaholic, who's 2.3 ahead of Mitch and going to be defending heavily. Mitch, kind of known as the 2nd best defender in this league behind myself. So let's see what can he do here to hold off John and Chris. Both great drivers and both race winners here in the OBF1 Racing League. Jonathan getting past Mitch. Mitch in the slipstream. Chris. Oh, Mitch runs a bit wide there, but able to hold off Chris, and he will have DRS coming through this turn. Jonathan will not. Is he going to be able to make anything of it? I don't think so. I think he's too far behind. Half a second to go. Chris, what a slipstream there for Chris. That was what I would consider a purple slipstream, and Mitch having to defend more so than attack there. Wow, Chris is either running incredibly low downforce or was getting like a purple DRS stream, because he was slipstreaming both John and Mitch. But Jonathan already pulling away over a second ahead of Mitch. Mitch is going to be very vulnerable to Chris here along the long DRS straight of the last sector, already out of DRS range of Jonathan, who is catching Speedaholic at an alarming rate. But let's watch the battle for first. And there is less than a second separating the three top quality drivers of Half, Jim and Max. Max going around the outside of Harv. I think he's going to have to yield here. Oh wow, could there was a come close without contact? I don't think so. Max has got the inside line here on Harv. No, all of his DRS is used. None of them having much left. Brooke Gorilla getting a 10-second corner. And wow, that was tight. That was so tight, but an amazing move there by Max to take second place. Jim now needs another 10th to get out of DRS range of Max. I think that's going to be tricky for him, but he's got the potential because Max is going to be defending from Harv. What can he do here? Let's see. So for me, this is a pit around lap 12 to 14 on the softs, switch onto the mediums. Vice versa, if you started on the mediums, like we can see quite a few drivers currently are. Side of space haven't pitted. I'm presuming that is towards damage. Harv unable to keep up with Max. Brilliant defending against him, but unable to keep up against him. So the charge is on for Max. He wants to catch up as Jonathan Cox sets the fastest lap. Gets past his teammate Speedaholic. Where are they? Side by side going through turn 2, and fantastic move there by John Cox. 4 seconds to catch Harv now. Will he do it? I think so. He's the fastest driver on the track at the moment. Qualified 4th, and he seems to have some fantastic race pace as always. Let's see, what is he going to be able to produce over the next few years? So, wow, CDM up to 7th, haven't got past Chris and Moot now. So having gained 12th position already, CDM on the mediums is catching up to Mitch and is going to challenge heavy here. He's going to have DRS. Mitch will not have DRS going into the sector 3. Wow, wow, Mitch runs wide and CDM is up the inside of him. CDM has got, has he got Mitch? No, he has not. Mitch defending brilliantly here. Taking a very tight inside line. CDM gets him though, CDM gets him. Would he have wanted to do that? Because now Mitch will have DRS and it will have DRS along the last straight. But Mitch really seemed to be struggling here. He's trying to keep within range of CDM. He will do so. He's going to have DRS. CDM will not. He's used all of his DRS in defending. But Chris, again, let's see what his slipstream can provide. Both of them. Oh, wow. I can't. This is going to be interesting. Wow. Okay. Some brilliant driving there to avoid contact between all of the drivers. Does Chris have damage from that? He seems to be running a bit wide. Let's have a look, see if we can see his front wing. No, he does not, because he caught on the left side. So no damage there for Chris as we come through turn 4, sector 2. We've got a 4-car train here with Paul Harrison catching very frantically and within DRS range. We've got it is a DRS train behind. Wow, okay, that was unexpected. Husky diving up the inside of Chris, leaving just a little bit of space, and Husky 9-2 making his debut here in OBF1, really taking a very good line there to get past Chris Amu, a former race winner at the Spa-Francorchamps track. And on the medium tyres now, where was the crossover for mediums? I do wonder. I do think though Chris must have picked up damage. He seems to be running very wide and really has to hold off Paul there. Will Chris be pitting this lap? If he does, he will make it to the end on the hards, that is without a doubt. But no, he's not. Paul Harrison should gain this position. He's got DRS and makes the move. However, Chris defending eagerly on the inside. Two drivers side by side through turn 2. See from the side view, yeah, Paul Harrison does make it. He's got DRS, but he's not using it. Why is he not using DRS? I don't think he knew because of where he was on the turn that he may have DRS there. So And throughout all that excitement, Max, big surprise, has caught up and passed Jim. Sorry I missed that, guys, but yep, our Friday night champion getting past our Wednesday night champion. And let's see, can Jim, I mean, he's going to struggle to keep in touch with Max. Max has shown he's got a pace of his own around most tracks here, and setting the fastest lap of the race, 9/10 of a second up on Jim. Fast lap there, so I'm guessing that is where the gap came. Is Jim going to have the RSC? Yes, he is. Excuse me. Can see the drivers coming up to the first of the overlaps in Brookwell. Are now on lap 10 of 36. So far, no safety cars and no retirements there. Brilliant driving by the drivers. You can see Mitch has pitted onto the hard tyres, which will easily go 26 laps required for the rest of the race. Moving CDM up to 6th, 13 places up on his start position. Wow, I mean, just wow. CDM, I mean, he states he doesn't think he's going to be a contender in Tier 1. I think this is showing otherwise next season, so let's see what he's able to do. Now, Max getting past Broke Gorilla. Question is here, will Jim have the RS over Broke Gorilla? Yes. Perfect timing there for it as Max pits. Max is pitting. Now, is this too early for the softs? For the mediums? I think it is. I don't think the mediums are going to go 26 laps, but what I do know is the mediums will go 20. So, what is Max putting on? Max is putting on the hards. Is it too early? And I can't imagine there being much wear on those softs. Can Jim stay out potentially to lap 14, change onto the mediums and have that advantage over Max, who has now got traffic to get through? Max down in 8th, currently 2.5 seconds away from his nearest driver, which is Husky in the Ferrari, who is currently battling Paul Harrison. I think, has Max just kind of scuppered his race, switching onto the hards early? We will see. Yeah, have we got any decent battles? We've got a decent battle for 13th, side of space on 6 lap old mediums, short Marcus on 8 lap old mediums, having pitted early on due to damage, and Mitch on fresh hard. Let's see what he can do. Let's see. We've got a decent battle shaping up for 11th as well between Antonis and newcomer to the league, Moshe TID. Thank you for joining us, Moshe. Great to have you on board. Remember you from our days of racing in another league, and it's great to have you joining us for the last race of 2020 and moving into the Monday multiplayer league for F1 2021. Let's see what can you do here. Antonis BI moving to the inside to defend. I think Moshe is a bit too far behind, but he will have another DRS straight to try and make manoeuvres. Let's see what can he do here. Head down to what is this going to be ambitious? Thinks better of it, and he's going to wait for his next opportunity. So we've got a decent battle now shaping up between short Marcus and Mitch, side by side, but Mitch making the move with DRS. Past Marcus, next target, side of space in the Ferrari. Battle of 3 Tier 1 drivers for next season. Obviously Mitch on much fresher hard tyres, but the hards are slower. The mediums will still be good, I think, for at least another 7-8 laps. So let's see what side of space has in the pack to defend against Mitch. Deputy head in this league and fantastic asset to this league. As we see Max getting past Husky into turn 1. Husky picking up another time penalty. Let's have a look at the penalty situation. Husky already 9 seconds of penalties. Jonathan Cox does have about 5-second penalty for the collision with Mitch under the VSC in that one that he will serve in the pit lane, but Jonathan catching up to half, just 1.3 seconds behind now. Superb drive there by Jonathan. And we've got CDM catching up to Speedaholic, so you got to wonder, has the turnover hit, are the mediums now quicker than the hards, than the soft, sorry. So I'm going to have a look at the gap to the leader. So Max is currently 16.1 seconds behind Little Jim. Now I do believe a pit stop around here was about 18 seconds. So Max making these hard tyres work for him. Is he going to be within DRS range of Paul? It's going to be close, but I don't think he's got enough to catch DRS. No, he does not. So let's watch the battle. I think Mosher has got a good chance to get past Antonis and needs a couple of DRSs. You can see Mitch is ever closing on side of space, so just 7/10 of a second separating the two drivers. See Speedaholic has now pit. Weirdly enough, choosing to go into hard, I don't think required. I think the mediums would have lasted all the way with the lower fuel, but well, I know they would have because I've done this strategy before. So we've got Mosher coming up around the outside, but Antonis defending well. CDM picking up his first 3-second penalty of the race here on lap 14 of 36 at the Interlagos circuit in the season finale for Friday night racing of OBF1. Mosher, I think he's running a lot more downforce than Antonis. He's really struggling to catch up and pass the Mercedes driver. And the way Antonis is struggling through some of the corners, I think he's running a much lower downforce setup than Mosher. But the two having a very good battle. So let's switch to Mitch and Sidespace. It's going to be a good battle. As you can see that Max is catching up to his teammate Paul Harrison and will be within DRS range. See, Antonis has come off the track and now we've got a 4-car situation here. Sider and Mitch getting past Mosher and Antonis, who seems to be really struggling here. Both of them really struggling. I don't know what happened there. Let's have a look, see if we can see any damage on their cars. I think we're going to see a couple of pit stops here. We've got short markers coming back at Mosher. Not coming back at Mosher, passing Mosher. Antonis as well, coming back at Mosher and getting past him. That is Antonis and Mosher out. I think Antonis has lost it. As has UFO gone. UFO is gone. We're going to have a safety car, no doubt about it. Wow, where did UFO lose it? Coming around sector 2, we're just about to see his, but we've got 3 cars out within seconds of one another. Yep, UFO has lost it. Cyrus has lost it coming into turn 11, and we know Mosher and Antonis collided with one another. Antonis losing it on the home straight, catching a bit of the grass, smashing into the barrier and taking Mosher with him. An unfortunate end to the race for those drivers. But we are now under safety car regulations, so for those drivers who have not yet pitted, perfect time. If you're on the mediums, I think too early? Yeah, but you're going to be able to make the stretch through, as that is always the unfortunality of safety cars. You're going to see drive-through penalties, and this time it's side of space. 10 lap old mediums had a proper chance there of catching up. Still got one more pit stop, but he's now going to have to pit and then DT. He's going to be praying for another safety car, but you've got quite a few drivers now pitting onto the hard tyres. Interestingly enough, a couple of drivers choosing soft tyres, including Max. Max, having started on softs, gone on to hard, now choosing the hard. So let's see, I think a lot of pit stops here. Yeah, pretty much every driver pitting here. I think every driver has taken this opportunity to pit. I'm sure Golden Wolf will not be the exception. So coming around the last turn, will Golden Wolf be pitting? Yes, he is. Every driver pitting. Wow. Okay. So whilst we are under safety car regs, guys, I am just going to take a quick break, and we'll get going again. Thanks very much, guys. So just got an update via the Discord channel. It looks like the collision between Mosha and Antonis BI was Mosha, both of whom I think had front wing damage. Mosha without a front wing struggled, clipped Antonis' back end, caused him to go into the barrier. So that's always the issue when you've got wing damage. It's unfortunate, it does happen, but there's no hard feelings. We are a respectful group here, and it looks like all has been forgiven on Antonis' BI. Yep, both are appreciating the battle they had. I mean, I've seen many battles like that in the league. It's what I love about this league, is so many close battles, wheel to wheel, confident battling and good battling. Occasionally an accident happens, yes, but it's not intentional. It's some good quality racing, and that's what you like to see in real life racing, in online racing. That's just what you like to see. So good driving there by the guys, and unfortunate their race ended as it did. But we are still on the safety car race. We've had a lot of tyre changes, but as the grid stands at the moment, Jim is in first, Harv second, Jonathan Cox third, Julian Wagner, Speedaholic, fourth, Paul Harrison in fifth, CDM in sixth, Max in seventh. Now will CDM do his best to hold Max up? Obviously Jim is his teammate, Jim is leading, they're both good friends, so let's see what CDM can do to hold Max up. Max known to be a very fast and aggressive driver to try and get those places back, so let's see what he's able to produce. FTH in the Racing Point in 8th, Husky in 9th, Kieran in the last point playing position in 10th, Short Marcus in 11th, Slider Space in 12th, Chris in 13th, Mitch in 14th, Golden Wolf in 15th, and I do believe Broke Gorilla has disconnected, so yeah, he is in 16th but not racing, so so I do believe that safety car is going to be in this lap, and we will be getting going again. So we're going to sit on board with Harv for that, because I always like to sit on board with number 2 driver to see how they react as Harv takes one last attempt to warm his tyres up. Before, I do believe we're going to see Jim going into de facto safety car, as we do see safety car is in this lap, so Jim will now take on the role of de facto safety car. When is he going to launch it? God, when you hear the throttle like I'm hearing it on Harv, could he get any closer to Jim without connecting? But when you hear the engine move like that and you see him swerving, you think, is he going to lose it completely? But no. When is Jim going to unleash the throttle? As we get going, Jim releases the throttle and Jonathan Cox right alongside Harv. Speedaholic being dropped. I think Jonathan Cox got the inside line. Harv breaks late to try and counteract that, and Harv holds it, but Jonathan Cox is going to come right back with the undercut. Jim already with an over second gap, and Harv defending heavily from Jonathan Cox. John moves to the outside. He's going to make it stick. Very close, and Harv's gone. Harv has gone. Holds this position, but does lose some time. CDM up to 4th, and now right on the back of Harv. Both of whom are carrying penalties, and Jonathan will want. So I said about CDM trying to hold up Max. Wow, seeing Paul Harrison has dropped a lot of places again after the restart. It's unfortunate for the harsh driver. I know it does get tight through turns 1 and 2. But yeah, so CDM up to 4th, having Paul lost the position and getting past Speedaholic, who was in 4th. So CDM is now up to 4th and chasing down Harv. Harv seeming to have the supreme pace, already out of the DRS range of CDM. Got FTH right on the back of Speedaholic. Mitch has now up to 10th, having outplaced Kieran, as has Short Marcus. And now Mitch gets past Short Marcus as well. So FTH getting a 3-second warning for track limits there. He's going to want to try and make that back up with Julian Wagner not having any. Moves very aggressively to the inside, but thinks better of it and backs out of the move. Got any other close battles? I think this is the closest battle on track really, besides Chris and Kieran. Oh, FTH really having to slam on the brakes there to avoid contact with Julian. locking up into the next turn. We're about to be turn 8, maybe 9 or 10. Coming through. So where are we at? I think I want to sit on board with the battle for first. Jonathan Cox having some tremendous pace around this Interlagos circuit. As we know, qualified in 4th but dropped to 9th due to a 5-place grid penalty for the collision with Sidespace on his last flying lap. Sets the fastest lap of the race, a 1:09.3. Very good lap there by Jonathan. And ever catching on Jim, he's going to be within DRS range. And we've got a safety car, another safety car. We've got a retirement. Is that Short Marker? No, it's not Short Marcus. Who is retired? Husky gets a 5. We've got a McLaren off the track. That's Mitch. Mitch and Husky connect there. I don't know what happened there, but it looks like Mitch has lost his front wing. So we have got another safety car and a retirement. Perfect for Sidespace, who is now down in 15th and will have the opportunity to catch up here. So we've got another safety car there. So 21 laps done in the race, 15 to go here. Did I just see a car? I thought I saw a car at the side of the track then. And we've got yet another safety car, which will give Little Jim another chance to pull away. Max still in 7th position. Our Friday night champion still in 2nd position. We are under safety car conditions. So a few drivers choosing to pit. CDM coming onto the softs. Short Marcus, Kieran and Husky all switching to the soft tyres. Let's see what they can make of this change in tyres. Would I have done it? I'm not so sure. The softs around here are about 6/10 a lap quicker, and most of the drivers are on very fresh mediums in the top. So would I have made this switch? I don't think I would have, but each driver to his own. So currently, let's have a look at the top 10. So Little Jim still in first, commanding this race ever since Max pitted early onto the hards. Ultimately not working out for him, unfortunately, but currently in 5th position, so not doing too badly. And on the medium tyres without too much wear. You got Jonathan Cox in 2nd, currently 7 places up from his start position. The 2 racing points of Harv and FTH in 3rd and 4th. Max in 5th, Chris in 6th, Golden Wolf in his highest position of the championship in 7th. Let's see if he can hold that. Paul Harrison in 8th, CDM in 9th, Julian Wagner, Speed Alcoholic in 10th, Short Marcus 11th, Kieran 12th, Husky 13th, Cyberspace 14th, and that would be the last of our active running drivers, with Brett Gorilla in AI having disconnected earlier. So, and I think he was having internet issues, to be fair, so should have another lap at least of the safety car. So I'm just going to take a couple of minute break and I'll be back with you shortly, guys. Thanks very much. Okay, so the safety car is in this lap. Let's again sit on board with Jonathan Cox, see how he reacts to Little Jim's get-go. are going to try and get a couple of drivers in for a chat at the end of the race. Jim, our Wednesday night champion, has already volunteered. If anyone else would like to jump in, let me know. See, when does Jim release a throttle? When is he going to go for it? I'm right on his back to his side, not going to give Jim any space. And Jim goes, half spins it a bit. CDM gets a 5-second penalty for a collision with Paul Harrison. Did he lose any part of his wing because of it? I can't be sure. I think it was Paul into the back, so let's see what the battle up front is looking like. Harv maintaining third. We've got Max, a very nice move around the outside of FTH, who is off the track. And a yellow flag is set to on. It's definitely been action there. Cyberspace has left the session and has been disqualified. Cyberspace disqualified from the session. I don't know what quite happened there, but yep, Jim getting a fantastic start away already. 0.8 of a second ahead of John Cox. Let's see how this goes. Just 12 laps to go here. CDM up to 6th, just a few seconds behind Little Jim. I think CDM has the potential to challenge for our podium here. He's on the faster tyre, only slightly, but it will have less wear. However, would it get to a crossover point, because we've still got 12 laps to go here at Interlagos. John using up a lot of ERS on his first lap compared to Jim's. Both of them have used quite a bit to try and get ahead of the pack, but IHARB and Max still holding. All of the drivers draining their ERS, not wanting to lose DRS for the next lap. Even CDM coming up for the inside of Chris. Is he going to hold off? Sensible. Golden Wolf. There is definitely a train behind Golden Wolf. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars all within contact. As we see Husky off the track, it looks like there was a collision there between him and Paul Harrison, or Husky losing it out of turn 5. So who knows? Husky now really struggling and down to last place. Will FTH be able to get around the outside of Golden Wolf? Golden Wolf losing a bit there. Is FTH going to go for the inside line? Great defending there by Golden Wolf to hold off FTH there for 7th position. Looks like Golden Wolf does seem to be running a lot more downforce than FTH. FTH getting some serious, and FTH loses it. So FTH has gone. FTH has gone, and we've got another safety car. What are the drivers going to do here? So I'm definitely backing it up. Paul is coming in for a fresh set of tyres. Don't want to get above the speed limit. Well done there. So that's 3 safety cars in 10 laps. Barely any race going in the latter part of this race, simply because, sorry, I thought I was going to see Chris end up in the back of CDM now. So, well, 3rd safety car. Guys, I'm taking a break. Thank you very much for joining in once again. Hopefully Hey guys, so I'm back, and did I call it or did I call it? We've got a Renault 1.3. Wow. We've got every driver besides Chris and Golden Wolf who are hoping to do. Sorry, we've all drivers besides the top 5 except CDM have pitted onto fresh tyres. CDM on the softs, 4 laps old, but half Jim, Chris and Golden Wolf, none of them have pitted. I don't think they want to sacrifice their position. I mean, Interlagos, whilst a fast track, not an easy track to overtake on. So, this is going to be interesting. Let's see what the drivers can do, and in these closing laps, we've got 8 laps to go here at Interlagos. Log back onto the stream. No more comments. Okay, cool. That's fine. But this has gotten interesting. I've been kind of earwigging CDM today because of my win at Japan. Could he be on for a win here? Could he be on for his maiden OBF1 win? I mean, I'm not giving him a commentator's curse here, but he's on the fastest tyres. He's right behind Harv and Jim. He does have a penalty to contend with. Well, let's have a look at the penalty situation whilst we've got the opportunity. 8 seconds. And maybe not. It's going to be a lot of hard work here for CDM to get past Jim and then maintain to get that race win. But he's got the potential. He's very fast around this track. If he wasn't, he wouldn't have gained 16 positions. And anything can happen, as we know. So I do believe the safety car will be coming in this lap. Yes. So for the 3rd time of Jim restarting this Grand Prix, how can Half contend with him this time? Now Jonathan Cox down in 7th. He's got fresh softs on. How is he going to get past? He is crucially ahead of Max. I think that would be the battle. If he was behind Max, he would be struggling to get that, but he is ahead of him. When is Jim going to drop the throttle? I think we know it's going to be early. Wow, early drop by Jim. CDM reacted very well to it, and CDM is past Half. CDM is up to 2nd. Now he needs to gain 5 seconds on Half. Is this doable? The freshest, faster tyres? We'll see. But Half has not got much time to react here. However, he has already got 20% more ERS and is conserving 30, 35. Wow. So it's a Renault 1-2 for now. Chris in 4th, Short Marcus 5th. Max has jumped Jonathan Cox into 6th. Kieran Rees in 8th. Speedaholic 9th. Paul Harrison taking the last points paying position in 10th. Just 13 drivers remaining, but 12 technically, because Broke Gorilla is AI in. So 12 drivers, 10 will get points. Who will those 10 be? These extra laps will show, but we've got a bit of a train now, all the way down to 3rd. Oh, as Jonathan Cox really getting aggressive on the throttle there, but holding it well, and he's right on the tail of Max. It is an ERS slipstream. Moves to the outside of Max. Max will go to the inside to defend. What can Max do? Who sets the fastest lap of the race? And wow, Max locking up, braking late as he knew he had to. Jonathan had the supreme speed, not going into Marcus and holding sit. Jonathan having to adjust his line. Wow, Max now looking to attack Short Marcus. What can Max, when and if can Max get past Marcus? He's got the better line out of turn 5. Marcus having to move to the inside to defend. Some brilliant driving there between 2. There's slight contact, but nothing untoward. Some brilliant defending here by Marcus. Can he hold off Max? Different lines there through turns 8 and 9. Moving. Short Marcus adjusting his line there to give Max the space, but Short Marcus now does have the inside line. However, Max has better speed out of that turn and makes the move stick. Is Marcus coming back the other inside? No. He thinks better of it, and now Jonathan Cox will be right, has got past. No, he is not. He's right on the back of Short Marcus. Is he going to be the next driver to get past Short Marcus? Let me rephrase. Is he going to get past Short Marcus? 109.1 for CDM, taking the fastest lap and just 6/10 behind his teammate. 1.1 seconds ahead of iHalf, crucially now, who will not have ERS. Now, CDM has used all of his DRS, however, he will have DRS, which as we know is worth 15 to 20 kilometers an hour along the faster straights. So, is Jim going to pull his teammate along, knowing that he needs to gain his time over Harv and Chris? 8 seconds to gain over Chris. 2 seconds done. We've got a yellow flag in sector 2. It's like 1.5 seconds of Paul Harrison has come off. Paul having a unfortunate race for him. I don't want to say terrible because he's come back twice, but seeming to be involved in a lot of collisions today, which is unfortunate for the Haas driver. He's put in some amazing performances over the season. CDM picking up another penalty. CDM really running track limits rigged, and Harv is going to be very close. He's going to have DRS this time. He's got a lot of ERS to utilise as well. Now I want to watch the battle for fourth. Max right on the back of Chris. He is really closing the gap to the drivers ahead, setting the fast lap of 108.894. Shows what a little bit clear air Max can do with. Good line there through turn 2 through the centre S's. He's going to have ERS on, and DRS on Chris Amu, who has DRS as well. No more ERS on Max. He has used it up. We know he gets aggressive with it on the restarts the safety cars, and I do not blame him. He knows what takes work for him. As we see Paul Harrison retiring the pits, ending the run of his race in the Haas. Let's see what car he does get put into next season. The draw will be taking place next Saturday at 7 PM here, and will be streamed live on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, so do tune in for that, guys. Look forward to having lots of viewers for that, to find out what teams we're all going to be racing in next season, myself included. Even I don't know yet. So just what, 4 laps to go. Max still right on the back of Chris, neither of whom have penalties, so this is for track position as well as everything else. You don't have to consider penalties. Max 1.3 seconds ahead of Jonathan Cox. Let's see how these last couple of laps go. Chris really pulling the on Schooner. I think Chris is running very light on downforce. He just seems to have superior pace in the straights compared to everyone. I mean, Max as well, our Friday night champion, and he's able to pull away. We've got a yellow flag. No, we've got a safety car. We have got another safety car. Why now? Jonathan Cox has DNF'd. He's lost it out of turn 3. Sit on board with Broke Gorilla quickly. Let's see what's happened. Looks like he's lost it coming out of the centre S's, and it's another safety car. This will be a 2-lap safety car, but this ruins any chances, I think, of a decent point finish for anyone with penalties. Looking at the penalty situation, CDM is going to be prime target. 11 seconds of penalties. Golden Wolf, well, we only have 10 drivers remaining, so all the drivers remaining will get points. It's just a case of where they're going to end up. I think it's safe to say the podium is not going to look as it does right now. The guys are going to catch up to the safety car. They're going to do 1 lap, which will be 34, 2 laps of sprint, and then bam. So 4 safety cars around Interlagos. This does actually surprise me, but we've got 2 laps to go. 3 laps to go technically, but one of them will be under the safety car, who will come in this lap. You can be sure of that. It's not going to be a 1 lap sprint. It will be a 2 lap sprint. So safety car will shortly be picking up the leaders, and all of the drivers have a perfect chance to catch up. And who's going to get the fastest lap? I mean, Max currently has it. Can anyone beat him? I don't think so. He's on the freshest softs besides Golden Wolf. I think Max will get the fastest lap, and Max will get a podium. Max, I mean, my prediction, no, commentator's curse, I'm not doing it, but my prediction is, yes, I know who I think is going to get the podiums, and I'm not going to say it out loud. I will after the race, but not right yet. So we will shortly be getting going again. I would like to invite Chris and Max also into the party chat at the end of the race. Have a little bit of a chat. If you guys fancy it, let me know. If you are watching my stream, I hope you are. So I'm sure we'll be getting going again. And if there is anyone else who would like to join the party chat, again, comment, let me know. We'll be getting going. The safety car is in this lap. Okay, general, who else have we got? And here we go. Here we go, and Jim drops the throttle. Can CDM respond? Yes. Oh wow! Max already up to third. IHAR really slipping there, not paying attention. Chris gets a 5-second penalty for a collision with IHAR. Let's see if that gets reviewed. Let's see if that gets submitted for review. Wow. Okay. So Max up to third. CDM second, holding out, but 11 seconds penalties. He's not going to gain that in 2 laps. So let's see what happens here. I have picking up another 3-second penalty for corner cuts. Chris, has he got wing damage? I don't see any. I'm not seeing any wing damage on Chris's car, but he's losing considerable time there to IHAV. That could be down to pace, but I think this is just gifted Shawn Marcus a potential podium. Max has spun it! Max has spun it out of turn 11. Max has spun and he's going to plummet to the back of the field. Wow, like I said, anything can happen in F1, and it usually does, to quote the great Murray Walker. So wow, this, I can't predict this right now. This is gonna, I don't even want to predict this. We've got 1 lap to go. We've got our championship leader and champion down in 10th position. He will gain positions, I don't doubt that, but Golden Wolf is up to 8th, FTH is up to 7th, and we've got 1 lap to go. Let's sit on board with our Wednesday night leader, our Wednesday night champion, Little Jim, as he comes around the last few turns to take the last Friday Night Racing League race for OBF1 on F1 2020. We will obviously be switching to F1 2021 come next Friday with the big draw on Saturday. And as he takes the last few turns, Jim, no penalties, perfect race, having led for the vast majority of it. CDM has retired into the penultimate corner. What happened there? Like I said, you never know what's going to happen, but Jim takes the checker flag. Let's see what the final... I think Marcus is going to get second. Marcus gets second. Chris gets third. Wow. What happened there? So, I'm going to set up a chat now. Just bear with me. I'm going to get a party chat going. Hey mate, so I'm shortly going to be re-logging back onto a stream. I'm inviting a few drivers now to talk about the race and whatnot, but yeah, I want to obviously get you involved. CDM crashed out on the last turn, I couldn't believe it. This isn't being streamed, by the way, so say what you want. And that is it, guys. We're now being streamed, by the way. So that is it, guys. So we have our final grid. I'm sure I'm going to have a few incidents to involve, but the fastest lap going to Max. Now I've got a couple of drivers who hopefully will be joining us, but right now we have got our Wednesday night champion with us, a Little Jim, who did take the checker flag today. No penalties, clean as always. And Jim, welcome to the party chat. How do you think that race went for you? good. I must admit, I agree. It was interesting. 4 safety cars. I was not expecting that. So yeah, that was quite something, if I do say so myself. I really enjoyed commentating on it. But how do you think this season's gone for you, and are you looking forward to next season? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Mm. Good, I'm glad to hear it. I mean, I think you're going to be definitely one of the drivers to watch. We've got a couple of other drivers who have joined the party who I also believe are going to be drivers to watch, and are both, like you, race winners in OBF1. So thank you for joining, Chris, and thank you for joining, Harv. What did we think of that race?
Ooh. Who's going to start?
I was quite surprised. I was not expecting 4 safety cars, and I think a 5th would have been brought out had it not been the last lap and CDM's spectacular crash into the last turn. I couldn't believe what I saw. I mean, CDM, you were on for driver of the day, and then even though you didn't even finish the race, that's still quite impressive. But guys, let me ask you. I mean, I personally, we've put a lot of work into making this a brilliant league. We've put a lot of work into recruiting for next season in F1 2021. Are we looking forward to it? Why? My apologies. I was scrolling through crazy. Could you please invite him, CDM? Thank you very much.
I have some bad news, Pete.
What is your bad news?
My mic wasn't being shared.
Your what?
My mic wasn't being shared.
Okay then. So I was basically talking to myself. Yours will be, because you've done streaming before, and if you haven't altered it, you will be fine. But we did say, we were talking about the gym. Obviously you won Wednesday night, and
yep.
We've got 23-1 coming up. So who do you think? Obviously, Max will probably be your biggest contender, who has just joined us in the party chat. Thank you for joining, Max.
Yeah, speak of the devil.
Yes. So,
yes, hello.
Wow, I've got half the drivers in our race in the party chat, so this is quite awesome. I've got 2 champions. I've got 5 race winners. Okay. And no, I'm not, Carl, I'm not bragging here. I wasn't even including myself, but I think next season is going to be so incredible. We're going to have the best of the best racing in Tier 1. All of you, besides I believe Kieran, are in Tier 1, and myself. And I think that's going to allow us some amazing opportunities for some high quality racing. Kieran, come on, you know you're ranking Tier 2. You're very close to it. So it's not like... But yeah, I think next season we're going to see some amazing racing. I think obviously the new game is going to bring a lot of challenges. What do we all think with the floor damage and the sideboard damage?
It's going to be interesting to see what some of the moves people will go for when we're still getting used to the handling and the new damage, and how hard we can actually nudge the other car without causing ourselves and them an issue. But
exactly,
we should be alright.
I think the real racing is gonna be a lot better than this game.
Yes,
yeah.
I would agree with you, Max. I think it's going to be, because there's so many settings are changing, it's going to be a lot harder to overtake. It's going to be a lot more about defending as well. So I think it's going to be, it's definitely going to show, it's going to bring out a lot of different aspects of racing. Like, I mean, I think everyone will agree you've run away with this championship from day one. You've literally dominated Friday Night Racing, and I think next season I think we're going to see some challenges for you. I definitely think we're going to see some challenges. I mean, if I ask you now, who do you think is going to be your biggest competitor in Tier 1?
Yeah, I think Lil Jim has a good opportunity, and yeah, I think the top 5 of this race is going to be a big challenge for me.
I would have to agree with you. I mean, we've got several race winners. I mean, I want to go back to Chris Amu, his amazing victory and defending against you at Spa. I think that sort of defending, and that sort of driving is going to bring on multiple winners in 2021. I mean, Chris, do you want to talk us through how, obviously we know what happened around Spa, but to hold off, like for me, when I won on Wednesday, like to hold off some of the best drivers, it must feel, it's really satisfying, isn't it? I mean, you joined the league, and I remember early on, like we were midfield, and then here you are challenging for race wins and podiums on a consistent basis. I mean, it's quite fantastic.
Pete,
and
I
I'm
got
sure
another driver who wants to talk.
Okay, who's the driver? Okay,
UFO.
If you want to drop him in the chat.
Yeah.
Remember, we do have children in the group, so let's not do any swearing. But yes, besides that, yeah, go for it. Yourself as well, Kieran. I mean, you're still a baby.
I'm 20, man. I'm 20. Come on.
Exactly, you're a baby. But okay, so questions. I'm gonna ask you each a question. Thank you for joining UFO and welcome back to the league. It's good to actually have you back. So, questions for all of you. Where are we going to end up? Like we're doing in tier 1 and tier 2. So bottom 5 from tier 1 will get relegated. Top 5 from tier 2 will be promoted. Kieran, are you going to get promoted next season?
Yes, 100%.
CDM, are you going to get relegated next season?
Yeah.
Because CDM actually did us a huge favour as one of the admins. He like his time set him as top 2 rank in tier 2, sorry, but because we would be struggling with recruitment, he volunteered to go into tier 1, so thank you for that, CDM. But okay, let me ask everyone besides Max and Jim, who's going to win tier 1 next season?
I think it's gonna be quite a contest. I mean, a lot of fast drivers has entered this league at the later stages.
Yes.
UFO could be one of them. I mean, he's rapid. Maybe he needs some more consistency, but he's rapid. And there are other drivers as well. I think there's a Jonathan Cox, if not mistaken. I'm not sure if he's tier 1.
Yep, Jonathan is rapid.
Well.
Yes.
Insider Space and Harv are very fast and consistent, so
Agreed.
I think it's going to be an interesting battle next season.
And guys, what about the rest of us? Who do we think is going to take tier 1 next season? Who's going to have primo opportunity for selections? And remember guys, one thing we haven't promoted much on the Discord, and I'm going to have to start promoting, is that the top 3 of each league will be getting PlayStation subscriptions. So first we'll get a 3-month PlayStation Plus access, second we'll get 2 months, and third we'll get 1 month paid PlayStation Plus access. So saving a little bit of money on each of you, and a great way going forward. So it's something else to battle for apart from bragging rights.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep.
Welcome. I mean, I love running this league, and it's something like you guys getting to commentate and race against you week in, week out is the least I can do, because one thing I've noticed in this league is seeing so many drivers develop. I mean, for me, like I've spoken about this with a few of the admins, and 2 drivers when I look at most improved come to mind, and one of them is in this chat, who is Chris. You're defending, you're racing, you and Paul Harrison. Like I remember when Paul joined the league, and I remember when you joined the league, and Paul was using standard setups, and then after a bit of advice is getting pole position, challenging for podiums, and same with you. Like I remember our first races together in Friday Night Racing in Australia and whatnot, and now here you are, a race winner, consistently challenging for high points. Like, it's great to see drivers like that progressing and really coming along. I mean, how does it feel like on your side, Chris? Like, do you feel this last 3 months you've improved as a driver?
I think the key behind this, first of all, yes, I think I have made a massive improvement, but I think there are 2 main factors. The first main factor is practice,
yes.
And not just practice against AI or just time trials, just even in other leagues or anything.
Yeah, I got another driver.
You see the incidents, you see the footage of the incidents, how it's done, how an overtake is done, how something goes is done. I took all of these as a lesson, as a learning process. Even I make mistakes, I try to correct them. Maybe be a little bit more patient on a couple of turns or all these kind of things. I think that's the first reason when it comes to the major improvement.
I'd absolutely agree with you.
When I have also to add that the improvement came with a lot of practice. You get to know more the track, know your limits, so on and so forth. But I think the second major point is, I think that leagues such OBF1 Racing, for example, is a league that leads you and helps you a lot when it comes to your racecraft. You know,
Great.
I think once, Peter, you told me that only with racecraft you improve.
Yes.
And I think this league has the abilities for a driver to step it up a notch and become even better. And I agree with you when it comes to Paul Harrison. I think I have also spoke to him privately once, that he has made major improvement as well. His racecraft has improved massively, and I think without the advice of a lot of members from OBF1 Racing, I think he couldn't have been where he is now.
Thank you.
So kudos to him as well.
I heard someone jump in and say that they have another driver who wishes to join.
Yeah, I had this Husky, if you want.
He's what? Yeah, sure, he can join. I know we've got an incident report to review for him, and I do want to wrap this chat up. Obviously, it is 9:30 here in the UK. I've got to be up at work for 4, so I do want to wrap this chat up briefly. But I will ask one question: will everyone be tuning into the stream next Saturday of who's going to be racing in which team? So the stream's going to be at 7 PM UK time on Saturday. I will be streaming off of my YouTube channel. I'm going to be assisted by Kieran, who will be helping me announce the draw for Tier 1. And then Jim and Mitch will be announcing the draw for Tier 2. We're also going to be chucking in the draw for the Monday multiplayer. So, will everyone be tuning in for that?
Yeah,
definitely.
Good, I'm glad to hear it. I want to see at least 30 people watching the stream as we broadcast, and it will be on. I will be putting it in the live streams. Now, guys, I've got one thing to say that I'm going to say on stream is that the Discord page will be going silent for a few days. So between next, are we racing Wednesday? Remind me, we are racing Wednesday, aren't we? Yes. So after Wednesday, between Wednesday and Saturday, the Discord will be going silent whilst I make changes to kind of the setup and how it looks. So between next Wednesday and Saturday, no need to log on until the draw is done, and then I'll release and show what the new Discord page looks like. But yeah, once Wednesday comes, it will go quiet. There'll be no announcements. We as admins will be taking a well-earned break. After 5 months of running this league, we need it. So I will say hello to Husky, who's just joined us in the chat. How did you find your first race with us, Husky? Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it, and looking forward to seeing you in tier racing with us next season. I know there was a slight incident which we're not going to talk about here. It is pending review, so we will be reviewing that on both sides. But yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed your first race with us. It's good to have you on board. We're always looking forward to. Okay, cool. I was just talking to a family member there, so it's always good to have new drivers joining us, and obviously you've come along with Max. Do you think you're going to be able to battle Max next season? Obviously he's the driver to beat. He's the standout driver from OBF1, so do you think you're going to be able to beat him? He is, yes, that's one thing I've kind of noticed as well. You try and hold him up, but even with my defending, yeah, it's only going to last about, I don't know, say 1 or 2 turns. I mean, I think the new game is going to bring a lot of challenges, and I think it's going to change how we all drive. So you never know. And one thing we are asking of all new drivers, and this is not just for yourself but of all drivers who are listening on the stream, is that we will be running a series of pre-season tests. Those will be launched officially next Saturday with the new design Discord. are asking all new drivers to partake in at least one of them. We will be running between 5 and 6 over a 9-day period, so just for all of us to get used to the new game. But will you be getting it straight away? Will everyone here be getting the game straight away?
I'm getting it on the 13th.
I know you are.
Me too. But then, do we have a summer break?
Yes, so the last race is today and Wednesday, and then we will be doing our first pre-season test. I believe it's on the 23rd, so we're going to have a break between next Wednesday coming and the 23rd, so I believe that's about a week and 2 days where we're going to have a break. So we'll have pre-season testing for 9 days, and we will be launching the league with Monday multiplayer, which will be drawn on the Saturday stream next week. We will be launching the league with that on the 2nd of August. So we've had our last Friday night race today on the 9th of July. We'll have our last Wednesday night on the 14th. And then there'll be a break of approximately 18 days, but we will be throwing in some pre-season tests, which I would like as many people as possible to get involved in, just because, like Chris stated, racing AI is not the same as racing people. So hopefully all of us will at least take part in one. I know I personally am looking to take part in 2 or 3, and I'm running a league. I'm working 60 hours a week, so no one else has an excuse. So let's see how it goes. But yep, come Saturday, new look Discord, new teams, new draws, and the rankings for each drivers will be published within the next 3 days. I will be publishing the rankings for all drivers to see on Tuesday. We will be doing it based on time trials and on raceability. So some drivers have been ranked on raceability, some newer to the league have been ranked on time trials, so it is fair. It is what we feel has been a fair draw, and looking forward to you all seeing your ranks and how we can improve and make this league the best in F1 2021. So guys, I'm going to thank you all for joining the chat. I hope you've all enjoyed your first season with OBF1 as much as I have running it, and let's bring it forward for F1 21 and make this the best league possible. Yeah.
Just a quick thing.
Yeah.
When it's pre-season testing, make sure that you're in the car that has been given to you.
Yes.
And either me or Pete or one of the other admins will put it out in the announcements. But just because as most of us are here, we'll just say it now.
Well done. Thank you for that, Jim. Yeah. So we will aim to do that. Obviously, I think with pre-season testing it will be a case of we'll have both tiers testing at the same time, so let's hope that's possible. But if required, drivers will be instructed by admins to select a specific car as close to theirs as possible, but we'll get at least everyone in one pre-season test in their car. So we will be launching check-ins for pre-season testing next Saturday once the draw has been done, and we can take it from there. But we do ask people to respond as early as possible to those requests for pre-season testing. But thank you for chucking that in, Jim. It's appreciated. And guys, like I said, I hope you've all enjoyed this first season of OBF1 as much as I have. So thank you for joining in on the stream tonight, and I look forward to racing. I look forward to racing as much as I do to commentating on you guys next season. So all races next season will be streamed and commentated on. I will be streaming and commentating on Tier 1. Harv has very nicely offered to stream and commentate Tier 2. So all races next season will be streamed and commentated on the tiered races. We are currently looking for a commentator for the Monday night racing. If anyone is willing to offer their services, fantastic. If not, we will try and find someone. But yeah, all races next season will be streamed and commentated on. So guys, once again, thank you so much for joining the chat, and have a great night. I'll speak to you all soon. Yeah, take care guys, and thank you so much again. Sorry, I heard someone's butting now. Have a nice day, dude. I don't know who that was, but yeah, have a great day, guys. No worries, dude. Take care, guys. Bye. Bye, guys.